Sussex, England. 1992. Cattle are slaughtered by the thousands as government officials try to prevent the spread of the most frightening new disease on Earth. Called mad cow disease, it is an entirely new kind of illness caused by bizarre proteins called prions.
So mad cow really sort of challenged our traditional concepts of disease causation in the sense that it wasn't a bacterium, it wasn't a virus. It's actually sort of like rogue proteins that don't fold correctly and sort of pass on that information to other proteins, and that sort of makes them dysfunctional as well.
Some of the microbes found in cometary debris contain chemical structures very similar to prions.
They could have been introduced from space because of the fact that mad cow disease seemed to have appeared rather abruptly and been transferred rather widely.
According to ancient astronaut theorists, the sudden appearance of mad cow disease raises an intriguing question. Could many of history's worst epidemics have come from space? And if so, did they come here purely by chance? Or were they sent here on purpose?
What if the terrible plagues that ravaged the Earth were the result of alien viruses that are constantly bombarding the planet?
August 26, 1976. The small village of Yambuku in Zaire is struck by a deadly disease that causes victims to ooze blood from every orifice. The name of the disease, Ebola.
Ebola is a viral hemorrhagic fever of humans and other primates. So it causes like massive internal bleeding and often death in like over 50% of cases.
Initially thought to be a new disease, alert historians recognize the symptoms of Ebola as being identical to those of an epidemic that ravaged the Roman Empire nearly 2,000 years ago. In 250 AD, the plague of Cyprian struck the city of Carthage in North Africa. Incredibly contagious, it caused infected victims to ooze blood from every orifice, just like Ebola virus, and killed off half the population. But just as quickly as it appeared, the plague seemed to disappear completely from the planet.
If Ebola is present on Earth in the 3rd century, and it then disappears all the way through to the 1970s. If it isn't somewhere hiding on Earth, is it possible that it was out in space itself, perhaps on a comet, and that this is the reason why it returned on a comet itself to rain down more misery on humanity?
Was the virus that we know as Ebola really dormant for nearly 20 centuries? Or was it deliberately sent to Earth, not once, but twice? As far as ancient astronaut theorists are concerned, the answer is obvious. And as proof, they point to accounts concerning another of history's worst plagues, the Black Death.
What's interesting about these accounts is that they seem to have originated after something strange was seen up in the sky. For example, they saw this black shield travel across, and then it is also described that this black dust came off that particular object.
Also, in the wheat fields, they reported these strange figures holding some type of device, like a sickle. Some people feel today these reports were some types of extraterrestrials causing the disease.
Ironically, with half the population gone, those who survived the plague enjoyed twice the wealth and natural resources of the previous generation. They also had much stronger immune systems. So could this have been part of some deliberate extraterrestrial plan? Ancient astronaut theorists believe that such an audacious notion is possible.